Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all doing well this fine evening. It is Thursday, so y'all know what that means. We are back with another episode of Honest Hour. We have Remadee back again. We are always excited to have her on the show as she's become a staple of the show, and there she is.
Hello.
Why, hello, how are you today?
Tired.
I seen. I was watching the story. You was moving around
Yeah,
today.
yeah, it was. And then yesterday I got my ass kicked wiping this makeup off. I don't want any makeup on my face right now. Yeah, the workout yesterday just I'm tired.
You, listen, I'm with it. I'm with it. But I appreciate you still making time to come on here and have a conversation.
Absolutely. How are you feeling?
I'm getting over this cold that
Oh.
I had. My throat was
Mm-hmm.
hurting for over a
Oh.
week, and then I was stubborn.
Oh.
Didn't want to go to the doctor. Finally went,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gave me some antibiotics, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm feeling all right.
Okay. Dang, being cold in the I mean not being cold, getting sick in the summer is like ugh.
It's the worst.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the absolute worst. Like, listen, I know New York ain't got nothing on that Georgia heat, but it's hot here.
Yeah, it's been crazy down here. Honestly, like today, yesterday, me and Keisha were talking about how we were cold because it was like 77 yesterday. We're like,
Yeah.
damn, it's cold. Like,
So when you come visit here and it's like 60 at night, you're like,
what's up, Lucci? Did I say your name right? Is it Lucci?
that's what it
I
looks
don't think
like.
it's Lucy. I don't think it would be Lucy, right? Shut
Nah,
up, Tiana.
definitely.
Make fun of my laugh.
Well, I mean, you did put a reel together of your laugh. And now when you laugh, I can't help but to listen to your laugh and laugh at the
I know.
laugh.
I know. Now, and when I see people in person now, they're like, "Oh, you're laughing." And then it's like I want to laugh, and I'm like, "Oh, let me not laugh because I don't want to do my stupid ass laugh." But it is what it is.
But like what's crazy is I never noticed it until then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. People thought my friends would say, like my friends would say, well, not my friends, my ex. He was like, your laugh is man fake. Da da da. And I'm like, it is a genuine. Like, that's not my hysterical cry from the belly laugh, but like
but,
that's how I
but that's
laugh.
how you
Oh my
laugh.
god, see?
I can't
Yeah.
help
Okay.
you laugh.
No,
and,
I can't.
and,
No.
and now you're trying to change it and it ain't working.
Yeah. No, I can't help it. It's me.
You gotta be you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's important is being who you are.
Yeah.
So I took a different approach, being this is the third time you've been here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. But I got some deep rooted things here because as I'll go through.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing I want to talk about is the success of Rem's Day.
Right.
This thing has been, and I think I've shared every video.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course, I think it's 16.
Yeah.
16
Mm-hmm.
videos, 16 weeks. Um, I want to know what caused you. Congratulations on that, because it ain't easy.
No. Oh my
It, it
god.
it it ain't
Yeah.
easy. Like I don't understand all the production stuff, but even starting like here and writing out
Mm-hmm.
interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
work. And my job as someone who's, especially when I'm interviewing someone who I've interviewed before,
Mm-hmm.
is how do I change things around?
Right.
I know Rims Day was one thing that we didn't really talk about, and it hadn't really started yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I want to know what made you consciously decide to start these weekly
Right.
freestyles?
Yeah. So I took a I feel like I took a pretty long break from music. Like before this year, I'm trying to think, when was the last time I released a song? I the last time I released a song was Big Boss, like last sometime last year, I think. No,
Okay.
last year was 2023. Big Boss was 2022. I generally can't even remember what music I released last year. Did I
Wow.
release anything last year? I don't even think I released anything last year.
Not that I can recall. Maybe the year before that.
Wow. Oh my God, time is flying. So yeah, I hadn't released any music for a while, and I feel like when you take, when you take big gaps as an artist, people forget that you're an artist. And so for me, I was like, yo, like I'm about to just drop music every single week until people remember that I fucking do this. So,
Absolutely.
and it kind of reminded me even of like, what Naj did, really around the time, like, right before, he passed with, the Reunited mixtape was just, he was doing freestyles every single week. And so, yeah, that was the motivation behind it. To like, just, solidify myself as an artist again, to let people know like, hey, like I'm here, I'm doing this. And then also too, putting visuals behind it as well, because, releasing a song is cool, but I think also people just like, visually seeing me, just kind of adds like a whole another layer to it. So that was the goal. Like, yeah, I'm fucking here.
Absolutely. And I wanna make mention of two things. So I finally, it took me forever,
Back
but I
sushi.
but I finally
Mm-hmm.
finished watching your interview on the Moochie show.
Mm-hmm.
And as two women who inspire me in different
Mm-hmm.
ways, it was a very beautiful thing to to watch.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yo, you're very welcome. But one thing that she touched on in there that I kind of just wanted to open up a little more
Mm-hmm.
was there was a point where she talked about you being an artist versus a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to understand from your point of view,
Yeah.
what is the difference? Because a lot of people who rap, you are an artist.
Right.
But you want to make sure you're to me you're making sure you're deferred into this lane
Mm-hmm.
specifically. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard for females to really make it to where they want to go without sexualizing
Right.
themselves. You know, men want to see the titties,
Mm-hmm.
they want to see the ass, and it sells.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely take the lane where you want to be respected as a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
So, just in your eyes, what are the differences between a rapper and an artist in this situation?
Yeah. Well, I would say, during the Mushi interview, I was saying I'm trying to figure out like what line I kind of fall on. And for me, I would say I'm more of an artist because, you know, I feel like rap is like, if you're a rapper, you really have to honor hip hop for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hip hop is about wordplay, bars. Like it's hip hop is so much. It's like you have to respect hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, the reason I say artist is because sometimes when I make music, it's not really like the last song well, not the last song, but the song I'm getting ready to drop, WFWT. That song is like the first song that I'm releasing. That's not really like, I don't want to say the first song, but it's one of those songs where like I didn't really care about bars. It was more so about a feel, a vibe, like the energy. You get what I'm saying? And so, I feel like when you're not honoring hip hop in a sense of being so focused on bars is when, is oh wait, I just lost my train of thought. Do you get what I'm saying though?
I
You get what I'm saying? Like
understand.
rapper is like bars, cipher, double XL. Like, you know what I mean? Like artists, I feel like it kind of just allows you the opportunity to kind of like float into a lot of different categories. So it's like, yeah, I might be rapping on this song, but maybe I'll do something melodic on like the hook of this next song. Or even me, like I would love to do pop. Everybody knows I love Britney Spears. I want a song with Britney Spears one day. I don't think that's gonna be considered rap. You know what I'm saying? So,
No.
I'm gonna dance in the living room with Britney Spears one day. Listen, we're gonna screen record this right now. I'm gonna be dancing in the living room with Britney Spears.
My loneliness.
Yeah.
But I think for you, when you say that, when you hear the word rapper, like, and it depends on how you categorize them. Like, rapper to me is Jadakiss.
Right.
Like, like
Right.
that dude raps. Like, that's
Right.
what he's all about.
Right.
You ain't gonna see Jadakiss in no other lane
Right.
because
Right.
that's
Right.
what
Right.
he's supposed to do.
But Coil Ray.
Yes, you can jump all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even as much as people hate on or hating on him these days, Drake. Drake
Right.
is an
I
artist.
know. I was gonna say it. I didn't want to say it just because of like,
You
but that was the
know,
first person that came to my mind. I just didn't say it.
yeah, but it's the truth. Like I look at it like this: it's the same. Like Kendrick Lamar is a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Lamar is still trying to eat off of Drake, but yet Drake was the most streamed artist during the whole month. Kendrick did all this,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
is people like, oh, Kendrick
Right.
won, but we know who's really
Right.
winning. Like
Right.
we
Right.
know, So I want to know, and I watch. I follow you. I support you 110%.
Mm-hmm.
I watch all your
Yeah.
videos about the process of how you do these videos.
Mm-hmm.
But take me a little more through the process like of it, because you have a film team or a production team, you have all these things to get this going. Like what does it really take to make a video? And you do it so like so quickly, and it's not like it's quick and then it don't look
Yeah.
good. Like it looks like you took the time,
Yeah.
you made the video, but your turnaround is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to my team because like I can, all my videos, I can get them back sometimes as soon as the same night, some, within like a couple of days. When it comes to the creative process, it is a lot of me coming up with ideas, but then also too, like I reached out to my friends and my friends actually like helped me with ideas and concepts and stuff like that. My friend Cameron, who I used to work with at Newburgh Youth Build, he's helped me with like just coming up with ideas and concepts. Keisha, Candace, like my friends, like I kind of just like bounce off ideas with them. But really the biggest and like I say the most difficult part of Rem's Day is really just like writing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm releasing one song a week, but I'm writing 5 to 6 to hopefully pick one out of those 5 to 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And uh, for me, I like to really write when I'm feeling inspired and like when I like maybe a beat inspires me, maybe a feeling inspires me. But like when you're making something every single week and you're trying to write 6 songs, 6+ songs a week, sometimes you don't got that many feelings or things that are inspiring, so that I would say that was definitely like the hardest part of the production side of just coming up with the content. Coming up with the songs, because there's a couple songs that got released. I don't even fucking like them. You know what I'm saying? I just told myself, you did it, you completed it, let it out, go to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, this was really kind of like a creative flow. Like it wasn't too much thought into the actual visuals because these are freestyles, so I don't own the beats, so I can't put these on streaming platforms. I can't do too much with them. So I'm like, there's not this long storyline to any of the videos. There's not all this like depth to the videos, because it's not something I could really monetize off of. So, with WFT, I'm probably gonna drop 2 videos. I have like one video that's already ready now. That's like the hook and the first verse. And then because it was originally gonna be just a Rems Day video,
Yeah.
I decided to make it into a single because the song is so good. And so I'll do another video. I'll release another video after the first one. That's like the full song of that. So that's the production process. Trying to write 6+ songs per week, building off of ideas with myself, my friends, and then having a production team that can get stuff back to me like in less than 5 days, is how I've been able to produce stuff so quickly.
Wow. And that's a testament to you, because it takes a lot of dedication
Mm-hmm.
in order to put forth that much.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Kanye did like the Good Friday thing for a
Mm-hmm.
while. Every
Mm-hmm.
Friday there was a new track.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to keep that momentum
Right.
and to keep that
Right.
going. So, just that's something to definitely tip your hat off to.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, has Rems Day helped you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
have you seen the growth, or have you seen what you were looking for, or at least trending in the direction of what you're looking for from doing this?
Ramsey didn't give me what I wanted, but it gave me something I needed. It didn't give me what I wanted in a sense of like I thought like one of the videos was gonna go viral and my following was gonna blow up, or maybe like a big artist was gonna share it. You know what I mean? Like, um, none of that happened. But what did happen is that I gained a lot of confidence as an artist. Hey, Perp. Virgo gang. I gained a lot of confidence as an artist and just as a human overall. Like I really don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about me. Like I just really feel like I became so locked in with who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish. And then also too, I think it did garnish a lot of respect. There are people who hit me up, reached out to me, sent me love, giving me support who I haven't talked to maybe since like middle school, high school, or people who I don't even know. Like, so I think that I gained a lot of respect, and I grew a lot when it comes to my confidence as an artist.
And that's we
For
all
sure.
got to start somewhere, and
Right. Oh, can I
that.
say something real quick before I
Yeah,
cut
go
you off?
ahead.
You said we got to start somewhere. Somebody who is in this live right now, Anderson. I started by smoking him, with some bars at St. John's. Just wanted to remind you, Anderson, just in case you forgot. This is before I was
Yeah,
ever a rapper. Anyway,
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
He had
My
to make sure. She had to make sure. You know, it ain't nothing wrong with that. But like you said, we all got to. Like I said, we got to start
Yeah,
somewhere.
absolutely.
So I seen one of your posts from the other day, a few
Hmm.
days ago. It was hurtful to hear Rem's Day is closed the chapter, at least from the post. It's
Hmm.
closed.
Hmm.
What I want to know is, what do you consider your new sound?
Hmm.
Because before our first interview, I
Hmm.
went back and listened to the music that you had.
Yeah.
When we first met, you had really short hair. It was white or silver.
Yeah.
Um, and
Thank you,
your
Anderson. Thank you.
your music, it was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't bad, but it was
It wasn't good
no.
either.
No, but I think what it is for me, listening to it and hearing it, is I'm listening to a person who was in a different state of mind.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
even though, yeah, it may not have been your best work or what you
Right.
felt you could have put forward, you were hurting. Like, knowing
Yeah.
your story
Yeah.
after watching the 55-minute TikTok
Yeah.
video,
Yeah.
uh, knowing your story, I can understand where some of that music came from.
Right.
Before I let you answer, I just want to tell you what I hear and
Hmm.
what I hear now from then. I
Yeah.
hear more confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if arrogance is the right word, but I feel like you have you trying to stamp
Top of my
that I'm
shit.
yes, you're trying to stamp
Hmm.
like I'm coming,
Hmm.
like I'm ready for whatever's
Hmm.
next, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to get to that section
Hmm.
of what's next.
Right. Right.
And when I just hear you with each freestyle getting better in a
Thank you.
way, and just really, and then even Yup is very
Hmm.
catchy,
Hmm.
very very catchy.
Thank you
So
for.
to me, like, I look at it like you have a song like Yup that people can attest to. You
Hmm.
got the Rims Day videos because visual aids
Yeah.
are very, very
Right.
important.
Right.
But that's what it's like to me. But for you, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, what is your new sound to you?
Yeah. I feel like this song that I'm about to release, WFWT, is definitely a representation of my new song, new sound. Because, well, one, moving forward, not I won't say solely, but like as far as like who I'm working with producer wise, I'm working with Rich Morris right now. Super fire. Rich is from the 845. You familiar with Rich?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Rich. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know where in the 845 Rich is from, but he's from the 845. I worked with him like up in the retreat, like back in Newburgh, like some years ago. But his stuff is really well. I'm be honest. It's combinations. There's very high energy, upbeat, turn up type of beats, but then also like some like introspective, vibes as well too. But I would say my sound. I would say my sound now, like with the I'm working on a project, and I really want when people to hear this project to feel powerful, to feel confident. The WFWT, this is like me really stepping in a different lane because I said I know I'm that bitch. I've never said that in a song before. You know what I'm saying? I've never called myself a bitch because I was just so hyper conscious, like I want to be super positive, but it's like, be honest, like I feel like that. That's how I feel. I'm that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like it's in the intention you put behind the words. So, um, high energy, but also to within the project, I do want people to feel me and hear me and understand where I'm at, things I've gone through and stuff like that. So I think it will be a balance of the two. But when it comes to the singles I'm putting out, like we're turning up. Like You see me and Keisha, like we've just been having fun. My life has been fun. I'm
Yeah,
happy. I feel good. I've just been enjoying my life, and it's like it's not about like this deep introspective healing journey, whatever the case may be. Like, yes, I'm still healing as a human. I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm choosing to live in joy, and that's what I want people to feel when they listen to music. My music. When I put on Glorilla, I don't sit there and start crying and think about everything wrong in my life. I feel like, yes, let's go.
like,
Like, let's turn
like,
up. Like, that's how I feel right now.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I can definitely. You have to live your life and live your truth and live what you feel is right for
Right.
you.
Right.
And right now you're just what's the word I'm looking for? Not adjusting. You're growing.
Yeah. Shifting. Yeah.
There we go. Shifting.
Mm-hmm.
You're growing. You're finding out who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person you were when I met you, you are not the same person that
No.
you are now.
No. No.
Um, and that's a testament to
Yeah.
growth. You
Yeah.
know,
And I feel like my music is not my outlet for me sharing who I like, sharing my belief system or my thought process anymore, right? Like that's what Rems with Gems is for. That's what having this podcast with you, I'm saying, like the music is for fun and joy and happiness. If you want to talk that deep shit, like I'm still that person when it comes to, emotional awareness, self-development, like, being introspective. All that stuff didn't go away. It's just it's not in the music, and I'm not depressed, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I look forward to the music blowing up, and but also even more so than the music blowing up, people going and watching that 45-minute podcast where I talk about, becoming aware of my emotions, working through like hard difficult conversations with people I love, my friends, my love, you know what I mean? Like just so yeah,
absolutely,
like it's not that I'm not deep anymore because it's not in my music just represents something different.
absolutely,
Hmm.
and I want to get into some of that stuff you mentioned. But before I get there, I want to know of all the freestyles you've done
Hmm.
from Rem's Day, what are your favorite three?
So conceited is definitely one. Okay, well, first of all, number one is definitely the Webby freestyle. I feel like I started off so hard with that it was just like I don't know, like just the first two bars. What 25K a month? I got employees. I'm sending out W-2s. Wire me 100K. I sold my business. I call that a W-2. I don't feel like I said any bars harder than that for like all 16 weeks. Um, so definitely Webby freestyle is my top. Conceited is another top, and then most recently the one that I just released, Fly Shit. Like Fly Shit is not really a bars song or anything like that, but it's just a vibe. Like I just
Yeah,
really like the vibe of it. So my question is, were your favorites? Because I'm looking at the Rums Day playlist, and the ones that are getting the most plays are actually the songs that I hate the most. Like the Not Like Us one, I like that was one I wasn't even gonna drop it because I hate it so much. And then the other top one is the Boa freestyle. Those are the top two songs when it comes to the amount of plays, and I'm like, y'all like this? Who is listening to this?
I think the Not Like Us was more or less like me. I liked the one. I liked the conceited one,
Hmm.
and I liked the one where you were showing that different side, where you said, "Oh God," there was one line in there that had me on the floor. You were like, you made you utilized part of your government name.
Hmm.
So you were
Hmm.
like something like
Oh,
he
with the
don't
pink
call me Rims.
outfit. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yep. I liked that because it showed, to your point, artistry, not
Right.
just, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and
Right.
and so it's definitely the conceited, that one. And I think for the Not Like Us, for me,
Hmm.
it was more or less of just not, maybe not so much the words as it was the presentation in the video.
Right.
You were so
Hmm.
confident, and you may have not liked it, but you know what? If you can get up and you make it look like you love it and you hate it, you're doing it. And that one, you were just really, really, really ferocious, really
Hmm.
confident. You knew what you wanted out of the
Hmm.
song and out of the video, and I think you nailed it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's a song. I hate that song so much, and it's so cringy that I can't even listen to it or put it on. Like I literally, the second I hear it, like I genuinely hate it. So it is what it is. It's out. It's there.
So on that other status where you talked about closing the chapter on Rem's
Hmm.
Day, I want to know what you could tell me about Plan A
Hmm.
that you plan to release next month.
Yeah. Well, so Plan A is going to be an EP that I'm going to be releasing. It's going to be my first EP that I'm ever releasing. I'm excited because I do have like a big feature, my first like big feature that's going to be on the project. And Plan A, the meaning behind Plan A is a couple of things, right? So Plan A meaning like music is Plan A for me. There is no Plan B, but also Plan A because in 2017 I decided to move to the A, Atlanta,
Okay.
and pursue my dreams. And that's when I, moved in with Najee, and that's when this whole journey started. So it's a play on both sides of, sticking to Plan A, but also too like came to the A to, you know, follow my dreams. So
Right. Okay.
um,
So it's like a
is it double
double
entendre?
ensemble.
Double
Is it
it's double
entendre? Is that?
entendre. Yeah, you said double ensemble. It's
I
okay.
thought it
We
was
knew what you meant.
entendre. I knew I knew you knew what I was trying to get to. Just needed a little help getting there.
Yeah.
So, I look forward to that. I also had a guest on here a couple weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
who let me in on some information that you and her are working on a song. And,
Oh.
and Miss Soleil.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my God. I'm glad you said that because yeah, I need to finish it. I've been so busy and I like me and her are absolutely gonna do something together. It's already in the works. It's just balance.
It's truth. It's definitely
Balance.
difficult between everything you do and still having time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But from that, I came up with this idea,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm actually starting a new show.
Okay.
It's going to be called Mike's Music Corner. The
Mm.
meaning behind the music.
Mm.
The idea is to bring the artist on, maybe play their
Mm-hmm.
song. We talk about
Mm-hmm.
it. We break down the song,
Mm-hmm.
and I love
Mm.
music. I figured it's a great thing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so it's something I hope that you will come and take a look at and bring some music to me.
Cool.
You know,
Absolutely. Like, I mean, listen, there's nobody who I've come on live with them for their podcast, whatever, like 3 times. You know what I mean? Like it's love. So Mhm.
of course, always we family. You know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to go before I get into the deep stuff that I have here. I seen a very interesting skit that
Mm-hmm.
you did.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be a
Oh,
millionaire?
oh
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tax edition.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but you're a comedian on the low too.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like Najee had this song called 2010, and
Mm-hmm.
in that song, it was over the Jay-Z "Bring It On" beat, and there was a bar in there where he said, "I'm not a comedian, but I'm giving them punchlines." That was a lie
Mm-hmm.
because he was a comedian too.
You are, yeah, absolutely. He was, yeah.
He was a full clown. Like
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
so, but with this seemed a little. It was funny,
Mm-hmm.
but it seemed different. Is there and it seemed kind of like acting in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. Is that a path you might take one day? We gonna see Rim on the big screen.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to act. I feel like I'm, just I love being goofy, entertaining as a whole. I feel like though with that Who Wants to Save a Million tax edition, that's actually more so a representation of my creativity that maybe some people don't know. So the visual production company that I work for, Shallow Focus Media, the woman who I did that episode with, her name is Jadon. I love her so much, and she wanted like a cool way to come up with like she wanted a cool way to share tax information and accounting information, all that stuff. And so I was like, well, there's two ways. Well, one, I was like, I came up with the idea for us to do like Who Wants to like gosh, can't get my words out. Okay. Bring it back. Jadon wanted to come up with a cool way to promote her business and share like her tips and information about taxes, accounting, things of that nature. Instead of her doing like the typical corporate videos, I was like, yo, why don't we recreate Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And originally we were just gonna have her just like, it was just gonna be her by herself and asking the questions and the things would come up on the screen. But like late at night, I had a little blizzard,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? We should have guests, and like I'll be the first guest to set it off, and then we can go from there. So, um, like as much as I feel like people might have got a chance to see like my acting skills with that. Really, it's a representation of like my creativity when it comes to like really thinking out the box.
So, so you kind of killed two birds with one stone
Mhm.
if you think about it, because
Mhm.
yeah, you're acting, but if that's your idea and you have that creative niche,
Mhm.
you know that you're on to something.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
on to
Yeah.
something, and you can definitely see going through that you really have something meaningful to give to the world
Mm,
in
thank
more
you.
ways, between the music, just the mind, the soul. So I don't know what you're gonna hit on, but you're gonna hit on something.
Yeah, please come on. I'm trying to. I was gonna say get out the hood. I'm not in the hood. I'm in Atlanta, and even when I was in Newburgh, I wasn't in the hood. But I want more. I want more money.
You can never have too much. You can
Right.
you can never have too much. So now I want to talk about Gems with Ray.
Mhm.
Um, you know, a lot of those really are they're really deep rooted,
Mhm.
and they're really meaningful, and they're short, but they say so
Yeah.
much. So I got my favorite five here.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
So you talked about one where you were telling people to stop comparing yourself.
Mhm.
That was important because a lot of people compare each other to like where they are in their life, but
Mhm.
he's there and she's there. And what I took from that is, if you just worry about you, when your time comes, it'll come.
That's it.
It'll be what's for you, what's meant for you will be for you.
Right. Can't miss you. Mhm.
Not at all. This one I'm still, and this one's recent, but I'm still kind of chewing on it as I'm
Mhm.
in the midst of like doing doing some different things and having some hardships. God provides you with what you need,
Mhm.
and I'm still kind of breaking that one down in my head. But
Mhm.
it's kind of like you're right, but I'm seeing what I need and I don't have it.
Mhm.
So why isn't he giving it to me when
Mhm.
I know I need it?
Mhm.
Why doesn't he think I need it
Mhm.
at this time?
Mhm.
So that's one I'm just trying
Mhm.
to break down, but it kind of goes with this one. Sometimes you have to lose everything.
Mhm.
You talked about your friend who like lost his car and then his
Mhm.
job and I think his house or his wife
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
something. Can't remember. I know he lost three things like in a row, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, man. And like sometimes you really do have to take those L's
Right.
to really garner that success.
Yeah.
Um, and then the fourth one is you talked about fear.
Mhm.
Fear, is knowing. I remember you saying that fear is a good thing,
Yeah.
because fear has two meanings. It could be, oh gosh, forget everything and run, or face everything and, oh gosh, I had it in my head. Face
Mm.
everything and I forgot. But it's
Mhm.
face everything and pretty much move forward.
Right. Right. Right.
People look at fear as a bad thing, but I took from this that fear can be good. It can be powerful.
Right.
If you're scared, you have to face it,
Right.
and then you'll no longer be afraid of it.
Right.
And believe it or not, the last one is give yourself grace,
Mhm. Mhm.
because, and I think that culminates these other four, because if you can do these things and understand them, at the end of it, you'll be a stronger person, and you
Right.
can have grace, and you can give yourself that positive
Right.
notion in order to move forward or strive forward in your life.
Right.
So those are my
Yeah.
favorite ones.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanted to go back to the one that you were saying about God gives you what you need though.
okay.
Because with you saying like this is what I need, but like I don't have it right now, I just want to ask you like a couple of questions, right? Um, do you have a roof over your head?
Yes.
Do you have food?
Yes.
Are you alive?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have people in your life who love you?
I don't know how. No, I'm joking. Yes.
Okay. You have what you need right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there are things that we want that are much bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like you might need money to pay for this car part or this or that, but like right now, like if you just like speak of the very moment of you just sitting here right now, this very second, like you're actually okay. Every single one of us has more things that we need. You get what I'm saying? But if we just get to the very basic level, we have what we need. And if you don't have it, it's not time yet. You get what I'm saying? There's certain lessons, there's certain things that we're being prepared for. There's certain things that are happening that just they don't make sense until later down the line. You get what I'm saying? Like there's certain opportunities that get taken from us. There's certain things they don't like. Just there's certain things that are getting us ready and preparing us for what we need. Like I was even talking to one of my friends today because he wants his business to really grow and explode, but he's very unorganized. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very unorganized in his life. So why would God bless you with an abundance of clients if you can't even organize or handle what you got right now? You know what I'm saying? So you do have what you need. And sometimes we just got to remind ourselves of the very basic, the very small basic things, because then you'll realize like you're okay. You're literally, I mean, to be quite honest, it's very blunt, but like you're not dead.
Yeah.
You're breathing. You're alive. You're okay.
Yeah. It's true you say that. My buddy, my friend Chaz,
Mm-hmm.
he called me 2 weeks ago and told me like his brother died.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you probably knew him, Corey Woods.
Mm-hmm. That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, yeah, he was around. He had a sunglasses line. He
Mm-hmm.
was a model. Like he did all these different things. You know, and 37, just dead. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, m- meanwhile, and I grew up with him.
Mm-hmm.
We met in middle school. I grew up with the family.
Mm-hmm.
So now tomorrow, I have to go to his younger brother's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, ask his parents,
Mm-hmm.
like, find a way to ask them, how are you?
Right.
Like, like
Celebrating
it's
a
like one,
wonderful day, but
like
mm-hmm.
celebrating one, but it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
how can you really truly be happy and not think about it?
Right,
Like
right. Yeah.
it's
You
just
can't.
it's
You really can't.
he's supposed to be in the wedding. He was supposed to be the best man. Like,
It's like triggers and reminders of like a lot of stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of like, how do I navigate that?
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna try and focus on that good. Unfortunately, those moments are gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around them.
How many weeks have you done this?
This podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you are episode 21,
Okay.
and I started at the end of February.
Okay.
So February 29th was my first
And you
episode of
had this
this year.
idea in your brain, right? There was this idea that was in your brain. And then you started writing things down and you started studying people. And then you executed it for 21 weeks. There are people who have things that sit in their head and they just sit in their head and they never do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope
Yeah.
that you are just as like, thank you, Remsday, giving me my love, but I hope you are just as proud of yourself because you have been so consistent with showing up for the episodes, with promoting your episodes, with the follow-up for your episodes. Like you're doing an amazing job. And like, I don't know, like sometimes when we're in it, we don't really see it, but I hope that like
It's funny you say that because you're the reason why I do it this way.
mm,
You said to me when I asked you, and I think it was at the kickball game,
mm-hmm,
you said, I'll come on. But you said, you gotta, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna probably start with 10 episodes. And you were like, don't do that.
mm,
You were like, you gotta keep
mm,
going. You gotta have content and you gotta go for a while
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
before you stop.
mm-hmm,
But that's what's gotten that idea for the music show.
mm-hmm,
And then that's what's gotten the idea for the clothing line I got coming,
Mm-hmm.
and merchandise for both of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so from one idea like this, it's growing. It's just figuring out how to navigate from this to that.
Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. It's a process. It's a process. I feel like even I remember watching like an interview of Kevin Hart. I don't remember what interview, when it was, whatever, but I remember like someone's just saying to him um like are you proud of all the things you've done or da 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 da? And he's like, I feel like I have so much left, so much still to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that happens like when we're not present. And it's a conversation I've been having a lot lately with like some friends of just like I think that's why me and Keisha been having so much fun because like for a lot of our life, we were so focused on like trying to achieve and get to the end goal of everything. And right now we're just at a place where we're like, listen, like I'm about to enjoy my life. I'm gonna have fun right now. Like I'm gonna get there when I get there. And honestly, I feel like putting yourself in a space of joy, it almost in a sense will I don't want to say necessarily attract you, but almost align you to that energy even quicker because I'll never forget this video. This woman I watched, she said that you don't want there's like we don't actually have a desire for like things, right? Like you don't actually like desire for your TV show to blow up. You don't desire necessarily for your clothing line to have a bunch of sales. You desire the feeling that comes with that, right?
Hmm.
So if say for example like oh my desire might be on the surface level is to like be the biggest artist in the world and tour the world, but what is the feeling that I'm going to have when I have that? It's joy, excitement. So it's like why not just embody that now? You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what I've been focused on, just feeling good now and like all that stuff is gonna come because it's cliche, but like happiness is not a destination. You got to feel that shit now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And happiness isn't a destination. To your point, it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feeling of just not completion, but just a feeling you want to
Yeah.
have. And a lot of people don't have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no. There's certain people who just ain't
Yeah.
happy ever. No matter what they have.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they could have hit the lottery,
Right.
right? They could have slept with their favorite celebrity, ate their favorite meal, and won a new car all on the
Mm-hmm.
same day. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? They still gonna be miserable.
Mm. Mm.
You
Mm.
know,
That's a fact.
like there's a guy I work with who's like that. His name's Dave. Guy's just miserable all the time. It's like, bro, like today we had an issue with him because he's miserable. Like, why are you so miserable?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, crack a
Right.
smile. Will it hurt you
Right.
to smile? Will it hurt you to be nice to
Yeah.
people? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But people who are miserable, it's just like I feel like people who are miserable, it's like there's something that happened, and like they just never like they're stuck in that emotion from that thing that like upset them or disappointed them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people who like oh like this relationship, something in this relationship happened like 5 years ago, or something with this job, or something with this family member. Like I feel like when you're like miserable or sad or anything, like it's just you just holding on to an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this book called Emotion by Osho, and he said like emotions are supposed to literally eat motion. Like feelings are supposed to be emotions. Feel that shit, let it go, move on. None of them are bad or good. Like you know what I mean? Like anger, sadness, happiness. None of the feelings are bad. Just feel them and let them go. It's when you hold on to them and attach yourself to them, is when they become a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah. I pray for all the miserable people out there because it takes so much more energy to be miserable, and it actually will physically make you sick.
yeah, yeah. I've learned that. Like, I got issues with certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Family
Thank
members
you,
and
Jewel.
stuff. And now it's just like now I'm just getting to an age where like I don't even care no more. I don't
Yep.
even care. And
Yep.
then
Facts.
like I had a cousin who him and I were real close.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I had a big falling out.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't spoken 6, 8. It's been at least a good 12 years
Oh my
since we
God.
spoke.
I thought you were about to say like 6 months.
No, no, no.
Oh.
It's been like, oh, no, no. When I got a problem, I don't
Mm-hmm.
like you. I
Mm.
don't like you.
Yeah.
Like, I distance
What's your
myself from
sign?
you. What happened?
What's your sign?
Oh, I'm a
Oh,
Gemini.
I love Geminis.
Not everyone does.
I know, I noticed. A lot of people don't like you guys.
Yeah, it's because we just got too much going on in our heads. But yeah, we haven't spoken, and recently, a couple friends have brought to my attention how they're like, "Oh, he's such a great guy," and this, that, and the third. I'm like, not my
Hmm.
last memory of him.
Yeah.
Not so much, but
Yeah.
maybe that was a part of his journey.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right. But then also
and
too, you gotta think too, like 12 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, I mean, he could still be a piece of not so nice person, but like, imagine if like somebody was talking about you today about like how you were 12 years ago. Like,
yeah,
is that like that's not even the same person?
no, it's not. Like I said to you earlier, who you were when I met you is not who you are now.
Mm-mm.
So he
No.
could very well be a different person. But
Yeah.
then again, he could very well not be a different person.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
but I would like to think him having three daughters would have made him a better
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, right? So I got some questions here. We
Hmm.
probably ain't gonna get to all of them because we just been flowing in
Yeah.
this conversation. But I'm gonna ask the ones that I've come up with that I feel will garner the best conversation at minimum.
Hmm.
Do you think a single moment has the power to change the world?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like George Floyd is an example of that.
Hmm.
Police brutality has been going on for the existence of the police. You know what I'm saying? Um, but because of social media, that one moment was able to be captured and spread throughout the entire world. And that was really like a huge shifting moment, I feel like, for society, where white people had to really become accountable for their racism, whether they were ignorant or conscious of it. So, yeah, I do think that one moment can shift a lot. And speaking of that, if you are here right now, I have never spoken about politics. I've kind of been like very like removed from it until I went back to Newburgh. You know Genesis?
Genesis Ramos.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah,
So
man.
with Genesis being like a actual person that like I went to school with, like a human that like I connect with, like I know you, as opposed to like, politicians who like I never met you a day in my life. I'm super disconnected from you. Um, just having conversations with her made it very real to me how important it is for us to vote. And how like,
Sidebar. She will be on the show down the road. We have talked
oh,
about it.
shout out to Genesis. But Project 2025 is a very real, scary thing. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not something that like is just a little YouTube, whatever people are talking about. It is real. And if Project 2025 does come to fruition, they said that our government will mimic like North Korea. So they'd be eliminating Department of Education. They would be eliminating affirmative action. They'd be eliminating same-sex marriages. They'd be eliminating Social Security, Medicare. Like they would be removing terms from like no more terms like what's the name? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now because the list is so long. When I tell you, it literally will completely wipe out democracy. America will not be a democracy anymore. And I think that people don't take it seriously because this is just how things have been for us. But there are other countries that operate without democracy. You know what I'm saying? There are countries with communist leaders, dictatorships. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real reality. And so yeah, like you cannot vote for Trump. And that's just what I'm gonna say. I was one of them ignorant black people before who was like, "Oh, whatever, Trump, da da da, he's real, da da da." Like, no, it's real, and yeah,
I'm not very political either,
I
and
have you done your research on Project 2025?
I have not. I'm
Please
gonna write.
do, please
I'm
do.
gonna
That
write
shit
it
changed
down.
everything for
What
me.
What is
Yeah,
it again?
Project 2025, and for real, once you do, send me a message. Send me a message and
Okay.
let me know what you think because that shit is not like people get so caught up in conspiracy theories that like they think that maybe this is a conspiracy theory, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that's like really being put into action. There's funding behind it. It's insane. It's really insane. Um, they want to really essentially make America like a Christian authoritarian. So like really like a Bible based country where they're also like removing like legislative power where basically the executive power has most control of everything. So basically, um like, yep, she said deploying the military for any type of protest, getting rid of the FBI, like just basically like it's Mike. I would be here talking all night if I was trying to like list the thing. But please, after you research it, send me a message and let me know what you think. Like I really want to
Okay.
hear your perspective and opinion on that.
Well, I agree with you that one single moment has the power to change the world
Hmm.
because we have to look at all
Yes, we need to
the
vote.
black people before us,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
There's no doubt that people like Martin Luther King, him getting shot,
Hmm.
was a moment that changed the world. You look
Hmm.
at what Rosa Parks did for black people to sit in the front of the bus,
Right.
when now black people like to sit in the back of the bus.
Right.
Make that make
Right.
sense. What Harriet Tubman did. So
Hmm.
I do agree with that sentiment that one single moment has the power to
Hmm.
change the world.
Hmm.
You know, with currently George
Hmm.
Floyd, is the big one. Mike Brown,
Right.
Trayvon Martin.
Right.
These moments have really distilled. Then not to say that moments with white people, Hispanic people aren't
Hmm.
important, but
Right.
hell, even look at COVID.
Right.
COVID
Right.
changed everything,
Right.
and we're still not troubling, dealing with the after effects of what COVID has done to this
Right.
country. You know,
Right.
like even to the point where like kids, like my daughter, uh, you've met my kids before, right?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
you didn't
You know,
meet them at the kickball game. They
oh
were
yes, I
there.
did. They were the cheerleaders. Yes, and
Yes.
Jewel. Yes, that's a fact.
So now my middle daughter, Maya,
Hmm.
she failed math
Hmm.
for the year.
Hmm.
Now, when you failed a course, when I was in school, you took your butt to summer school, you
Right.
passed the course.
Right.
Well, now they have this No Child Left Behind Act.
Hmm.
So she failed this course, and now she's going to get promoted. Now, here's my problem with that
Hmm.
thought process, right? She's going into seventh grade. She has
Hmm.
seventh and eighth grade.
Hmm.
Under those circumstances, you're like, okay, she, we're gonna move her forward. But then in ninth grade, I have to tell her, well, now you gotta
Right.
pass. You can't fail.
Right.
So now the mindset has to change. When for 9 years, from kindergarten to eighth grade, you have put in her head that it's okay to not give 110%.
Right.
If you fail, you're going to move forward.
Right. Right.
But once you get to these grades, you can't do that. You're
Right.
trying to undo 9 years of a corrupt system in these
Right.
kids' brain in months,
Yeah.
and that's just not possible because
Right.
you go. I had to take a test to get my CDL. I had to
Hmm.
pass three parts.
Hmm.
I had to take a road test to get my CDL.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get licensed to sell life insurance.
Hmm.
I'm just not real good at tests. I
Right.
have to pass a test to do in order to do that.
Right.
So, I'm trying to go to barber school, learn how to cut hair.
Right.
Have to pass a test, the state exam to get licensed.
Right.
So, just the fact of the matter is that you have to hold these people accountable,
Mm.
and it should start at a young age. And now we've dropped the bar so low, but kids are lazy.
Yeah, but it's also, it's like it's a catch-22 because I 100% agree with what you said. Everything you say is accurate. But then on the flip side, because of technology, kids are honestly not as smart in the same ways that we used to be because they don't really have the same critical thinking skills that we had to have because of technology. Even, just from being a teacher and being in the classroom and seeing how certain kids don't even know, like, I mean, in middle school, not knowing how to like properly write certain letters, not even knowing like where their name goes at the top of the paper, like literally like having kids turn in papers to me with their name at like the bottom. You know how we were taught like put your name at the top, margins to the left, holes. I mean, there are kids turning in papers with the holes of the loose leaf paper on the right side. You know what I'm saying? Just basic common sense things. And so it's hard because, from the educator side, it's actually becoming hard to teach these children because they generally are not comprehending very basic level information because a lot of them are also tablet babies. So they didn't read. A lot of these kids didn't grow up reading and they didn't grow up writing. So we're in a really weird space because like you said, like the kids are lazy. The educational system is not really pushing them to um work work is hard. Not all kids are lazy. Yes, I know not all kids are lazy, but um there's just a different level of intelligence. Now they are great with technology, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones on TikTok, Instagram, making sometimes $10,000, $20,000 a month, through all these different things on social media. But when it comes to like picking up a book, reading a book, and being able to comprehend, regurgitate, and write an eloquent essay on what they read, it's not the same anymore. It's not the same.
Absolutely. And I just want to give Jewel P a little rebuttal on that
Yeah.
last comment.
Yep. Facts. Yep.
It ain't all parents. Because once again, let's go back to
Yep. No
COVID.
cursive.
Let's go back to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what they did? The schools provided tablets. The kids came home with
Yeah.
tablets and iPads to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when everything went back to the new normal and they were back in school, the teachers did not take those tablets back and go back to traditional learning.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the school system is helping this.
Mm-hmm.
They are encouraging these kids to be lazier.
Mm.
And
You
no,
know what?
not all kids are
Yeah.
lazy. And one more thing, I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
go.
No. No. Go ahead.
Yes, kids don't know how to tell time on an analog clock. Brenda just learned how to do it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they need cursive and they don't want to teach it. I don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah. Though, I don't have any proof behind like what I'm about to say, but like I don't know why the thought just popped up in my head with you saying how the schools like brought the tablets back. There's got to be some type of capitalism like behind it, where like the people who make money off of these tablets and the electronics and stuff like that. Like there has to be like some big major push for that, because um it is interesting that they are so deeply involved in the school system. Because even me, like I personally, I can listen to an audiobook, and I could read the, what are the books on, like the books on your iPad, like what is it called when you read those
I is it
audibles,
I books or audio books?
or I don't know, whatever it is. Like there's something different about physically holding a book and like turning a page. There's something completely different about actually like writing out a sentence as opposed to like typing it on your computer. Um, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that, but I think there's just, long story short, I feel like capitalism has a lot to do with it, because there is a big push for technology in the schools. And even my mom, she's been teaching for 25 years. She's seen the whole transition. Like she literally, my mother is actually sad as a teacher now. Like she's genuinely sad because she can't teach kids in the way that she used to before, because they can't even retain information the way that they used to. Like before, like let's give you an example, right? If there's a chapter one, right?
Okay.
Chapter one has 4 units in it. Normally my mom would teach the kids chapter unit one, unit two, unit three, unit four, and you'd have a test on chapter one. They can't retain that much information anymore. So now there has to be a test on unit one. There has to be a test on unit two. There has to be a test on unit three, unit four, because they can't retain that much information. I think overall, a society as a whole, all of us, myself included, as a grown woman, I don't got the same attention span I used to have when I was younger because of technology.
Right. I
What did
know
she
me
say?
personally. When COVID happened, the tablets and computers were locked. There were no freedom on them. And again, if there was, it was a parent's responsibility to instill certain morals
Yeah,
and hardworking
I
mentality.
I
Well,
hear
yeah,
her though. Yeah, I hear her though.
he's right, but even
No,
still,
Jewel's a girl.
this.
That's just a picture of Steve
Oh,
Harvey.
oh, oh, Jesus! It's so small I can't see it.
No, but that is a picture of a man. But Jewel is a girl.
I'm sorry.
No, Jewel,
He's
it's your fault. You got a picture of a man as your profile pic. What's
so
okay
she
though?
she is right,
Yeah.
but even still, it's still now become a requirement.
Mhm.
So like now, there was no going to the library. Guess
Mhm.
what? They go to the library and they sit on a computer to find it.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Mm.
different. It's
Yeah.
just kind
But
of the
she's right though. A lot of parents are lazy though. I'm gonna be honest. Like there are a lot of I think the perfect example of like seeing the difference between a tablet child and a non-tablet child is like my best friend Sade. So her daughter has no electronics, none whatsoever. Books, physical toys, and stuff like that. The way she teaches her daughter, I never seen somebody teach their kid the way that, like, her daughter just turned just turned two, maybe like a couple months ago, but before she even turned 2, like she could read like all the spices in the cabinet. She was at the park. She knew what a xylophone was. Like the way that she taught her was that she would read the book to her, and then she would physically take her to the place so that she could identify, right? So if they read a book about animals, she would take her to the zoo so that she could piece together, okay, we read this in the book. Now we're here at the zoo. This is the physical animal. And when I tell you, like I never seen such a smart child, but she has no tablets in her life. She has no electronics. All she does, the girl reads books. She might do some Gracie's Corner every now and then, watch her stuff on the TV, but she's learning differently than a lot of these kids are. And I think it's showing in her intelligence levels as just a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it can definitely be done.
Mm-hmm.
It can definitely be done. Ooh, that took on a whole world of its own, man. Okay, Jesus. I'm stuck between two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does the truth exist, or is it all subjective?
Yeah, the truth does exist because that's like saying slavery didn't happen. That's not fucking subjective. That shit happened. You know what I mean? Like, no, the truth is the truth, and that's what it is at the end of the day. Opinions are subjective, but not the truth.
So, I think my nieces had a similar experience. They're incredibly smart.
Oh, like no
Yeah,
tablet for babies. Yeah.
yeah. That's my mom. My cousin. She's talking about my mom's younger brother
Mhm.
was kind of like that with his
Mhm.
two daughters. And it's funny because my mom's older brother was very like hard on his
Mm.
sons. My mom was like the happy medium, if I had to
Mm.
guess between the two.
Mhm.
She really was like she really let me do whatever.
Mm.
I had electronics,
Mhm.
games, and all that stuff. Like, but she instilled the morals that I needed, you know,
But
to
what type
be
of
who I
electronics
am today.
did you have though? Like, I mean,
Well,
we were
I
raised in
mean,
the '90s,
back
so
then, I got the love of movies and television from my grandfather, her
yeah,
father. He used to have like just VHS tapes
yeah.
everywhere. He would
I remember going to
he
people's
would
houses seeing mad VHSs. Yep.
but he would record everything himself, and then he would smoke a lot. So he had cartons of cigarettes, and he would cut up the cartons, and he would write what it was, how long it was, what it was
Oh my
rated.
god.
Like, yeah, he was about that.
Yeah.
But I had video games. I mean, that was what was electronic,
Yeah.
really back then. And then when cell phones became a thing, it was flip
Oh
phones.
my God.
When I
Stop, Mike. You are aging us. Be quiet. Now you saying when cell phones became a thing. Shh, be quiet. You saying too much. Yo, so I saw this meme. I will never forget it. It said, the internet used to be a place, right? Like before, the only way that you could get on the internet was you went and you sat at your desk, or you sat at the computer, you connected, whatever, you connected to the internet, and then once you got off the computer and you turned off the internet, that it was gone and you were no longer near you no longer had access to the internet. And now the internet is in our face and with us like everywhere we go,
What up, D Mac? But the other thing is too, kids don't know about dial up.
Right. My mom used to call
Like,
the house to make sure I wasn't on the internet. You couldn't be
kid,
on the internet and the phone at the same
yes,
time.
yes, exactly. And then I remember when Roadrunner came,
Road
and like
runner.
you could be on the phone and on the internet at the same time. I was like, oh my god, this is like a whole new world.
Oh
Like,
my God. Yo, Roadrunner. Yo, even I was talking to my friends like I don't know, maybe like a week ago or so about how I didn't like when like cell phones like were just becoming popular, like I wasn't allowed to text because like I don't know if it was 10 cents or $1, but it was like anywhere between 10 cents to like $1 per text message. Thank you. And so like imagine the way that we text now if you had to pay 10 cents for
it was
every time
ten
you text.
cent, and it was 10 cent incoming or outgoing.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I said, like, yo, bro, don't text me.
Right, right. Wow,
Like
that's
what?
crazy. So, damn, I really wonder, like, if we were to do the math, like, how much it would cost, how much money I technically would have spent in one day now, currently, from how much it costs to like text back
But
then. That's
now
crazy.
the other thing is too with the way technology works and like, listen, I think I think you and I are friends on every social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have your phone number. You know,
Right.
like you like you don't like necessarily like need them. Me personally, I like to have them because okay, like the phones, like my iPhone, like
Mm-hmm.
the sounds are the same for the
Mm-hmm.
notifications. So no matter what kind of notification it is, it's the same.
Right.
So if I don't know, if I don't know what it is, I'm like, oh, it's just Instagram. I'll
Right.
check it later. Oh, it's just
Right.
Facebook. And then
Right.
it's like a message. Oh, I would like you to come and shoot this. And they sent it 3 days ago.
Right.
So, you know, in a sense, for me, as everything I do and as a business person, I like to have phone numbers
Mm.
still.
I
You know,
don't have
and
notifications for anything. I don't.
you just look.
I don't like. I it's the strangest thing because it's like growing up as a in our era of like ringtones and like you got a ringtone for specific people and different things. I don't want to hear my phone. That thing. I don't want to hear it vibrate. I don't want to hear it ring. I don't want to see any notification. Like I don't let anything notify me. It's a very. I don't know if it's strange or whatever, but like yeah, I don't like notifications.
But the thing is, as a businesswoman and all you do, you need them. Well, you don't need them, but
The only thing I have notifications for is my calendar
oh,
because like if like honestly like if it's not on my calendar, it's not in my brain. So that's the only thing I'll get notifications for. But I think it would be too overwhelming between like you said, we got all these different apps. So I'm getting TikTok notifications, YouTube notifications, Facebook notifications, then whatever all the random apps on my phone. Like it's too much. Like I just don't like to. And I'm that annoying person. Like my phone is 9 times out of 10. Like my phone's on do not disturb. I live with my phone on do not disturb. I don't know. Also, part of me feels like it makes me feel like with it's on do not disturb, it's kind of exciting because like every time I check my phone, I'm like, oh, okay, I have some messages. Like I don't know, like I don't know.
hey, listen, you don't answer me right away when I message you, but you answer.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll give
yeah,
you that. It
yeah.
may take a few hours,
Absolutely,
but you get it. You do it.
absolutely.
So,
At least I'm answering now. If you talk to my friends from years ago, I was that person. Like I would get back to a text message like 5 to 7 business days. Like yeah, I was horrible. I used to be
she's
horrible.
like, yep. You will get your refund on your debit card
Right.
before I text you back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I want to know.
Hmm.
Actually, this question will lead into the second one. What was a moment where you felt the most motivated?
Mm. Honestly, I would have to say it is right before um right when I came down here to Atlanta, January of this year. And that's kind of like back to I think we spoke about it. We definitely spoke about it before about what Party. Once Party
Yes.
came to the nonprofit that I was working at, and he spoke to the kids. I would say I went to Atlanta maybe a couple weeks later just to visit, and I just knew like it was time for me to come back. And once I came back down here, I had not had this feeling since I moved down here when I initially moved in with Najee. Like I never felt so focused, so motivated, so like Party really like put a spark in my heart that like I had not had in really years, honestly. Because once Najee passed away, like my spark for music kind of just like I was still going, but like the passion wasn't really there because these were dreams and things that I had been manifesting with him. So I don't know. I feel like it kind of like he wasn't here, I just kind of I didn't feel the same about it. You know what I mean? And also,
Right.
sometimes I didn't really feel like I was that good. Like he was somebody who would just like get me out of my head. Like, are you crazy? Like you're fire, you're dope. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, I definitely. If I think about the time where I was super motivated, it would definitely be the start of this new journey in Atlanta, the beginning of this year.
Just for the record, Act Up on the Reunited mixtape is a vibe.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Like, yeah,
He said my verse was better than him. I'm like you're literally like I'm sorry. There's no Remedy verse in existence or that will ever be in existence that is better than a Najmer verse. I don't. There's not even many people who can rap better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just so clever. He was so clever with like um his bars, his delivery. Like just yeah. Like nah, nobody's fucking with Naj.
you know, there's only one artist who's in the same stratosphere as him.
You gonna say Oswin?
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only one because but he's like, I think it's his tone and his voice.
Biased.
Like
So.
Najee's projection is a lot
Mm-hmm.
higher. But Oz wouldn't be saying stuff that you'd be like he said in one song, he was like in Chinatown,
Mm-hmm.
right? He was freestyling.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm a black god that holds more woes than Black Rob. I fell out my chair when I heard him say that.
Yeah, Oswin is like so fire that like sometimes it literally like it doesn't just go over my head; it goes to space. You know what I'm saying? Like Oswin, like his bars are like whoa. Sometimes it's like okay, hold up.
Like, Oz, calm down.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
sidebar,
hmm
he's coming on the show.
hey, congratulations. That's what's
Thank you.
up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I reached out to him, and there's something I got to talk to you about off camera as
Okay.
well. Very
Yeah.
don't want to take it up with what I have to talk to you about, but it's very
Okay.
important. So, so with that being said, you felt motivated. What do you want? What impact do you want to have on the world?
Mm. Whew, okay, there's a lot of things I want to do. First thing that comes to mind without even thinking is definitely uh, getting all my students from Newburgh Youth Build whatever they need. Like anybody, any student who was there when I was there, and even the ones who are there that I don't know, whatever they need. I want to be able to financially, if they call me and are like, Miss Kyla, I don't have anywhere to live. I want to be able to literally like pay for their rent for an entire year. If they're like, Miss Kyla, I want to go to college. I want to pay for their tuition. If they're like, Miss Kyla, I want to start a business. Like, all and I call them my kids. I don't care that they grown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Say you
Jewel, you my
kids.
kid too. You know, like when I got off the phone with Jewel, I was on the phone with Jewel yesterday, and my friend's like, "Who are you talking to?" I was like, "Oh, my kids." So that's definitely one. I want to be able to provide them with whatever they need. Two, as far as like uh um uh mental impact that I want to have on the world is I just want people to really become aware of their emotions because emotional intelligence is one of the most important things on this earth. I think it's more important than just being intelligent general, like knowing facts, numbers, information, whatever the case may be, because emotional intelligence, there's two sides to it. There's the awareness of other people's emotions, but the most important is the awareness of your emotions within yourself. And I feel like when you become aware of your emotions, that is how you're able to grow, because like I said earlier, you learn to not sit in things. That's why me and Keisha, yo, like that's my sis, yo, because like we talk about our feelings and our emotions so much, and we're able to like okay, like for example, we were having a conversation the other day of like, oh wow, like I realized I was dealing with anxiety. I was in a really anxious state for like a couple of days. That's why I was acting like that. And I realized that once I did this step, I was able to release myself from that feeling of anxiety, and now everything's okay. The problem is that most people are not aware of the feeling that they're having. And so they stay in the feeling and they're not aware that there's this feeling that's happening. And then maybe they're lashing out on people. Maybe they feel like they're lazy. Maybe they feel like they're depressed. They're not aware of the emotion that they're in. So they're not able to do anything about it and change it. So I definitely want to um, help people in regards to their emotional awareness. So, and then Newburgh as a whole, helping Newburgh as a whole. Like, I can't like say I have like some like big heartfelt connection to like changing like the world as much as I really do of like really helping and changing my city. You know what I'm saying? Like really, I feel like I worked on many different sides, from being a teacher, from working at nonprofits, to having a relationship with the mayor and kind of learning some things on the back end. Being a student growing up there, like just I really, 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 really want to help my city for real. So those are a couple impacts like I can think of off the top of my head.
But even if it isn't the world, you're helping your world.
Mm,
See,
mm-hmm,
to me, world doesn't mean I'm going to help the whole world.
mm-hmm,
To me, you're going to make an impact where your world is.
mm,
And you're from Newburgh. We all, who are from Newburgh, to a degree, we care. We
mm-hmm.
want to see what's better
Right.
for Newburgh, and I think that it starts with
Yeah.
us. We have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and be able to open up to get to these places
Mm,
and get to these high names, because Newburgh's got the talent, and people just don't look at it.
yeah.
We're not being seen. Um, I have some ideas to do it as a collective, Any talented person who's in the area.
Hmm.
I want to just something that's going to make some noise, something that's going to garner people's attention.
Yeah.
Because listen, for a talented brother like Mr. Ralph Mavor to not be in the astronomical states of the world
Right.
is
Right.
just a crime.
Right.
And it's
Right.
a
Right.
crime that bothers me
Right.
personally
Right. No,
because
I feel that. I feel that. That is like
between the
that's Newberg's
singing,
Beyonce.
between the singing, the dancing, the teaching, the just everything that he does,
Yeah.
he's still ducking me to come on here. He's still ducking me.
Hmm.
Right, but we gonna figure that out.
Yeah, it'll
You
align when
know,
the time is right.
we were talking and he goes, yeah, let's look at the
Hmm.
camera. We pull up look at the calendar. Pulls up the calendar. There's a dot on every
Well, I was gonna
day.
say, yeah, Ralph is genuinely hard to like get in contact with. Like when it comes to like he really is a genuinely busy person. It's not even like a roundabout, pushing to the side, whatever. Like even me, like with working with him, like he genuinely is like a very busy person. So shout out to him for giving his time when he can because he's really like spreading himself out to a lot of people.
The only time I had good access to him was
I'm
last
about to
year.
drive to the gas station. We can still talk though.
Okay, you good. We talked during Mavor week,
Mhm.
and because I was shooting all the pictures for them. So so yeah, he was just texting, we texting. I was
Mhm.
sending him the pictures right
Mhm.
away. It was going good, but even now, like it's like I'll be like, I'll text him. He'll
Mhm.
get back to me 4 days later.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
but to your point,
Right.
that's just who he is.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. It's no malintentions behind it. It's just, but
No.
also too on a astrological standpoint too. Libras are like that. Libras are like one of the hardest people when it comes to like communication. Like in person, they're there, they're fully there. They're gonna give you all the love, energy, stuff like that. But good luck getting them on the phone. Even like my best friend Candace, like I never seen somebody who literally like will just like take their phone and like go about their whole day and like not even look at it, like not even pay it no mind. Like she really
She,
just like
she's like, no, I don't want to. I don't
yeah.
want to be bothered. I don't want to look at it. I have
Yeah.
no care for it. Leave me alone. Like
Yes.
I'm done.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna happen when the time is right. I really hope that like I really pray that I really want to be the person to change my city, like for real. I really, 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 really pray. I don't even gotta pray. I already know it's done. God's already done it. It's just it's about when that decides, when God decides to make all that happen. Yeah, like even when I think about certain people who like ask me to do features and stuff like that, like sometimes I look at it like I got shit I'm trying to focus on right now, and you might not get the feature with me this very moment because I'm doing stuff, but like down the line when shit pops for me, you're gonna be really happy that you waited and got the feature then, you know.
All I know is, listen, I do this with every artist. I'm putting my name in the hat for the feature I want.
I'm gonna give you a piece of publishing for a song. We could talk about that.
Just Dolly Star. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm
Oh,
asking for.
no, honestly, I've been on Dolly for a minute. I've been on Dolly for a minute. It's just me and Dolly, like I've probably only seen Dolly in person like one time in like my life, like maybe one or two times. But me and Dolly, like we have a lot of love and respect for each other. We respect each other's craft, our art. Like I think she is fire. She is so fire. She's my favorite female rapper in Newburgh. Um, she even to me is more. She like when I think of rapper, like when we talk about earlier, like rapper artist, like and I was like, oh, I'm not a. She's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like she's hard.
Absolutely.
She's hard. So definitely, me and Dolly are gonna do a feature when the time is right. Like that's on the to do list. Like absolutely.
Appreciate you tapping in.
Good night. Love you. Go to NCCEEBDER, whatever all them consonants and letters are. You know what I'm talking about. Finish it. Love you. Bye. Um, yeah. Dolly, yeah. I think that was the last thing I was saying though.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I had her on here. We got cut off.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna set it up to get her back on here.
Yeah.
But she's another one that's hard to get in touch with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
She's a hustler.
yeah, like I seen her at my daughter because my daughters and her daughter
Mm-hmm.
they both went to Heritage.
Mm.
She's moving now, but
Mm-hmm. Where's she going?
so
North Carolina?
I don't even know. She just said she just put on her story
I
that
know.
she withdrew her daughter from school. Like She was so happy. I didn't
Oh,
even
good for
ask.
her. Good for her.
So at the last play, she sat next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and we were having a conversation about her coming on, and she's just really a real vibe. But
Yeah.
she got two phones.
Mm-hmm.
She hustling. She
Yeah.
doing what she do.
Right. Right. Right.
So now I want to
I
know.
I was gonna say I forgot though. I technically do have to. We do gotta wrap it up because I have to. I gotta use my. I don't have my wallet. I have my iPhone for Apple Pay to get gas.
Oh, okay. So I
I'm
just want to.
sorry.
No, it's all right because they usually I wrap it up about 9:30,
Yeah.
and it's 9:20 right
Mm-hmm.
now. So if you can just give me two more questions and the positive
Yeah.
ending message, you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Okay.
To you, what is the meaning of life?
Love. Love. As cliche as it sounds, that's actually why my name is Remadee Love. It's because love is the remedy. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, love. Like I, you you watch that story. You watch that 5-part story of my life, and all the tumultuous ups and downs and stuff like that. And a big part of me being happy right now is because me and my mother have healed our relationship, and I feel so loved and supported by my mother. Me and Keisha have such a loving relationship. Candace, Sammy B, my sister, like. I'm really happy at this point in my life because I really know that I'm loved, and I feel like I wasn't happy when I felt disconnected from love, when I didn't feel like there was love in my life. And so we can go after all these things and want all these things, but if at the end of the day, like it sounds corny cliche, but if you don't have anybody to spend, like somebody who really loves you, you know what I'm saying, and not like admires you, loves you, but like knows you, your icks, your ins, your outs, your dark side, the all the things that maybe somebody doesn't want to deal with, but they still love you, like that's what's most important. So yeah, I think love is the meaning of life.
okay. So what is the meaning and purpose of your life?
I feel like the meaning purpose of my life is to um two things. Well, I would say one word: awaken. And awaken in a couple different categories. Awaken people when it comes to like self-awareness, like I said, emotional intelligence. Awaken people's faith, because the things that I've been through, the things that I've sacrificed, the things that I've seen, it's crazy to see who I am today after what I went through. That's all faith. That's all God. Um, and then to just awaken self-confidence too. That kind of goes back to what I was talking about, of us comparing ourselves to people and all that stuff, like just like really cultivating, like, and building genuine self-esteem and confidence. Like I feel so confident and so good right now. Like I really never felt like this before. And I want more people to feel like that. So yeah. Yeah, I would say like awaken in those things, awaken those three different things within people.
And I think through everything you're doing with your music and the videos and the creativeness you're doing, you're definitely going to do that.
Mm,
Even in this conversation, you've given more gems and awakened me
mm,
to things you
mm.
probably don't wouldn't even have thought of.
Oh wow.
So, I think, and this is just a personal opinion, I think you should take that gift of the information you give, and it's just too good. It's just too good to not be
Mm,
shared with the world on a higher pedestal. I
mm,
have a friend. She was on here a couple weeks ago. Cortland.
mhm,
Cortland Christensen is her name.
mhm,
And we had a nice conversation. She's a life coach, she's a
mhm,
purpose coach, and she does a lot of different things.
mhm,
Sometimes you got to share that gift with the people who are in need,
mhm.
because there are people who will never cross paths with you, right?
Right.
No matter what. Yeah, you're a public figure, you're known, and you're gonna be known, but even still, not everyone listens to hip hop or rap music,
Mhm, mhm,
because so now people know
mhm,
you, like, and I don't want to get out of pocket, but I'm gonna just say it for the people won't always know Remedy, but at some point you want to set sometimes Remedy's like an alter ego,
mhm.
kind of like Eminem's dropping the death of Slim Shady tomorrow, right?
Right.
Alter ego. For you, there's Remedy, but maybe this is another way for people to know Kyla.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
for me, and I think we're pretty close friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I could say that I've met both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because now seeing you grow into who you are, who you want to be, is just a good thing to see. Because I remember there was a point where you didn't want to be Remedy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You went through a phase where it was just like you changed your name, and I'm like, who the hell's this? And and I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay. So then you were Remedy again. So I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go with the flow. So
Yeah, that's a fact. That's why Keisha's like, she's when she was telling me, she's like, I've loved you through every version of you. I've loved Kyla McKenzie, Remedy. Then when you were Kyla McKenzie again, then you were Kyla, and I'm like, yeah, wow, I was out here wilding.
no,
I was, I was, I
not
was,
only does not only does Keisha remember them, sounds like she remembers them in the order they came. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. There was so many different levels of transformations and trauma and joy. Oh, just a lot of things. Yeah.
absolutely. So it's that time. Positive ending message. What would you like to say to the people today?
Hmm. Hmm. What would I like to say today? Today, I would say just take the time to really be grateful for everything that God is providing you. It's very easy for us to look at everything that we don't have and, for us to be so focused on what we want and what we're trying to achieve, but really just take a moment to like look around right now and realize that there's so much that you've been blessed with and there's so much to be grateful for. And even if you're looking at where you are now and you can look back and you think that behind you was better, know that this situation that you're in right now that might not be as good as what you had before, it's just temporary before you go to an even better situation than the one that you thought was a good one. So just be grateful. You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Can't argue any of that.
Mm.
Well, I want to thank you again for coming on. I told you this was going to be deep conversation.
Yeah.
I, 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 I knew we could have some real conversation, and this just showed a different side of my interview style, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed
Oh,
myself very much.
thank you. We finally got more than that hour, and then we were finally able to get a full show.
Yeah.
Um, and we got through. I only missed 4 questions. I was gonna ask you what your greatest skill was, what your worst memory was, how do you measure success, and the last one I really did want to ask you, and I thought I had time, is do you think dreams have deeper meanings?
Yeah. I think that dreams are your subconscious thoughts that you're not thinking about like on your everyday, but the things that are sitting in the back of your mind. And at night when we go to sleep, sometimes those things come to the surface as movies.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, but
Well,
save those, put those in your back pocket because we'll do it again. But I'm about to pump this gas,
yeah.
friend.
So once again, I want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. I want to thank Remedy for coming on. If you want to follow her, find her music. She's
Yeah,
Remedy
boy.
Love on all
Hmm.
platforms. Everywhere you go, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever it is. I'll be back next week. I think Jermaine Jiggy Johnson will be on the show
Hey,
with me.
my Virgo
I'm
brother.
hoping I'm hoping he will be. But that's the plan.
All
If
right.
that's because he's got a mixtape coming he wants to
Mm-hmm.
talk about. And if
Mm-hmm.
that's not the plan, someone else will be here.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the month, Moochie Merchant's coming on the show.
Hey,
So
let's
we
go.
got What Up R&B. So we signing off. Remedy, love you.
Wait,
Thank
sorry.
you.
Somebody did say something very important. Where's the man to pump her gas? That's a very good question. That's a very good question.
Listen,
Can you
he
teleport through this phone and come pump this gas real quick?
listen. He's up. Well, he's kind of far from you. He's from Detroit.
Oh,
So
who is that?
R&B. He actually seen from that interview. Well, I was talking about with Cortland. I posted a portion when we talked about purpose.
Mm,
So he found it through just scrolling. He reached out to me. He's a podcaster aspiring on his own.
hey.
Um, so he came. I went on his
Mm-hmm.
show, and then him with him and his partners, and then they came on my show. Then I was a guest on their show again, and now we're actually real good
Nope.
friends. He came
Okay.
on my sports
Oh,
show,
okay.
so you know we talk a lot. He's a real good guy.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
their show's the big 3-man talk podcast.
Cool.
Very good
Cool.
show.
Cool. That's what's
So
up. Yeah. All right. Well,
so
unfortunately, I'm gonna go pump this gas on my own.
pump
And
that gas. Keep doing what you do. I love you.
love
Thank
you
you,
too.
everyone, and
Good
I'll see you
night.
all next week.
Bye.
Bye.